all your money and whatever else you bring. Well, I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take this world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. Take me. Guitar Players Planet. 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 Sunny skies, the smell of palm tree air. Looking back, I could never feel fair. The way that music has touched my soul, the way that the South holds its control. But I've got a new way to choose. I'm gonna start running back to the lands of new. One long summer day, I must go back before it's too late. If you're afraid, you're feeling alone, but time and space can never unfold. The holidays can ring in your fear. Embrace can only mean tears, and I've got a new way lost Lone Ranger. How can I break this spell?
And we're live. How's it going, everybody at AstroWorld? What's going on? Oh my God, I forgot to turn this thing off. So let me turn this thing off first, and so we could.
What do we do? Oh dear.
I had an old trailer on there. It turns out that Facebook does not like those little scrolling marquees.
Why not? They're our best thing.
They say it's too many words.
They're our best thing. How are we going to shorten it up?
They said it's too. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit of mess. I'm a mess here. I got my shirt on thing. I don't even know. I didn't even, this is my work uniform too. I didn't even get undressed yet.
How long you been in?
Oh, I don't know. I've been in a couple hours. I've just been lazy.
No, I assume we're fully up to speed. I've made my notes ready, of course, like last time, for the recently named.
I was just checking the sound. I think we're good on Facebook.
Oh,
Sorry, you heard that?
Thank heavens. So this is. We thought we'd tell you what the topic would be after we'd thought of it, which was just now.
So about 3 minutes ago, right?
Yeah. Sorry about that again. How many episodes, Dan?
This is number 7, I think. So it's now been 7. And our first one was February 12th, if I remember right. So we're 40 days into the AstroWorld TV conquering of the airwaves.
Are we getting better?
I don't know. Why don't we ask anybody if we're getting better? We got a bunch of people. I got. You know what? I haven't shared enough yet. So if you guys
Is
could just give me a second to share it. I know Tim's got some information regarding
shall I fill?
PAS, right?
The pass mark. Hold on, because my mouth's dry. Do excuse me. Mm. So, pardon me. Somerset Water. Pardon me. Yeah, PAS, due to acts beyond everyone's control, has been re-dubrified to the 26th. I believe that's right. It feels like a good number. So I'm going with the 26th of September 2020. And rather, oh no, I thought rather cleverly someone had left 2020 off this cup, but 2020's on it. So yeah, we could have had, well, yeah, it's got the year, but no fixed date. So someone's been clever in marketing there. I will make a mental note of that. So even though the date's changed, the mug, which you'll want to get, is still good.
Good. That's good.
It handles extremely well, actually. I'll just try it again for you. Hell. Yeah, that's really good water. So Dan, it's a question and answer session, and since I can't see the dashboard, please would you let me know?
Yeah, absolutely.
In your special way.
Charlie Walsh says, "What's
Charlie.
up?" And my buddy Ron and my buddy Charlie are on. Charlie's watching us on YouTube, and Ron is watching us on Facebook. Ron said that was a good jam. I guess they're really liking the music. I hope they don't like it better than they like us. But
I didn't hear that feed. Is that your? We'll get to astronomy. We will. We always get to the astro stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. We go a little bit off tangent, right? A little bit.
Digression. That's all. What was the music, Dan? I couldn't hear it. Was it your band? Is it you?
That was my band from about 1992.
Okay.
93.
Nice.
The funny thing was originally, and Charlie will, Charlie was, Charlie's had been going through some issues family wise and stuff like that. And Dennis Wild says, "Hey, what's up?" He's watching us on YouTube. Hi, Dennis.
Hey, Dan.
Ron Lindefeld said, "Ha, I was thinking, I'm glad it's running later than 9. I guess we're running a little bit late." So,
oh, really? Are you? Oh, cheers.
The band that the original music that I had, I'm a big Rush fan.
Right.
So and Charlie's a big Rush fan too, and we started together AstroWorld and Cosmic Charlie and all that kind of thing.
Got you. Right, gotcha.
So
Cosmic Charlie.
We had the Cosmic Charlie Declination Dan thing going.
Yes.
And that's got like 1,500 members, followers, whatever. Dan Janisic just bumped on. They said hi to he said hi to both of us.
Hey there.
And Ron's like, by that I mean I was enjoying the music. I said, yes, I know. And like we said, that is a band called Rockville that was really big on the circuit in Long Island in 1992, 93, 94. And that was actually the reason why I said we were Rush fans was because I got in trouble and I got kicked off on Facebook. Yeah.
In trouble?
Yeah, on our first show.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, we did. Yes. Yeah.
They
that went well.
Recognized it as a Rush song, and I had a real big problem on this first show getting back on, and I'm emailing Facebook saying, "Help me! I can't start my feed. Help me!" And finally, after about 1,500, I'm over exaggerating, but a lot of emails to the support thing, finally got back on. So I've chosen to use something that they can't nail me for copyright infringement for. Because it's mine. Actually, it's our group, my group, but, it's...
Yeah, I like your thinking.
So, let's see. I don't know that nebula. I'm not sure. What do we know? What nebula might that be? I don't know. Dennis, I don't know what you're talking about.
The one I am Red Eye Nebula.
Charlie's...
There's
everybody's putting faces on there. So Charlie's putting a sad face with a drop on his head and... So today, I guess, since we're here to talk about many things astrophotography, astronomy related,
Sure.
I know last week we had I guess a potluck type thing. Where we kind of talked a little bit about everything.
We did. We did. We tried to keep it to. We forgot what number episode it was, so the theme. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so this was number
Yeah.
7.
Yeah.
And again, I think one of the things I know you wanted to talk about, what was it? What was it? Paz? Was it Paz? Or we were talking about it before. And I
Oh
forgot
no, we've done Paz. Do you want to do? Because I'm going to ruthlessly plug. I think more people should join my Facebook group who haven't joined. So everybody who hasn't joined,
join. Join. Let
it
me tell you
is.
something, and I'll give you a nice plug on this because you.
I'll do. I shall rest while you plug. Go. Hit it.
It's a really great club because you know what? It's one of the few clubs that I know that actually, number one, has decent raffles, about $1 raffles, and you get nice equipment. And a lot of people joined in on the last one. You have another one. You might want to talk about that. You have another one running right now, right?
Yeah.
What's that one all about?
Well, we thought that we did the tri-band raffle, and we thought that there wasn't enough choice, so we thought we'd give you a choice of 3 types of things. So this time, it's the same format. You put $1 in to win a ridiculously high value prize, but obviously we need lots of you to enter, which would be rather magical and beautiful.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
You put $1 in, so just put $1 in, everybody, and join. So join and put $1 in. That would be even better. And then you could win one of these super duper high quality filters. But this time, instead of it just being my arm's too short, can't reach it. Instead of having the standard 2-inch screw-in affair, you could also choose to say, okay, I've got all the filters I need, but I want one of those DSLR adapter things.
Okay.
So you could choose that instead of that. But if you did want a filter, you could choose the DSLR version, or you could choose the quad band, and that is a quad band. If you've got dirty skies you want to try, and if you've got clean skies, you want a quad. And the sky's quite clean here, so I've got a quad. But yeah, you can win one of these, which is the DSLR adapter, where you put your camera in there and your lens there. And then the other thing you can win, I haven't got it in front of me because it's on the telescope, it's one of these rather wonderful and slick filter holders, where you screw into the imaging train and then you can go. Has a little cassette, doesn't it? How they have little magnetic holders, and you put the filter in there, drop it in, click. You can win one of those. So jog on over to the Backyard Astro Imaging Club and meet Dan and me. And there's Amy in little writing. Amy, I'm going to move you to big writing in a minute because I can't read that down there. Even with ultimate tortoise magnification, I can't read that last thing. But I can see Amy's there. So hi, Amy. Nice to see you, mate. So I know you guys are all in the raffle, and it's very, very good of you. So there you go.
That's the logo right there. That's the Backyard.
Oh, you don't? Nice one. I can't see what they see. Can I? Oh, nice one. Yes, I can. Thank you.
I'll make it nice and big for everybody. There you go. So that's a great picture. The Backyard Astro Imaging Club. That's where you go on Facebook. Just look it up and look for that picture, and you'll see Tim on there. And you know what? Another good thing about, and I'm getting really good at like directing this thing, because now I'm gonna slide it on over.
Look at you.
Another good thing about Backyard Astro Imaging Club is you put data up there so people can kind of do what they want and get practice either with inside or whatever you can. And I don't see a lot. I do see some clubs doing it, but I don't see a lot of clubs doing it as much. As Backyard Astro Imaging Club is concerned, because I see a lot of people like I know Jesse just did one of
Hi
Iris
Jesse,
Nebula.
if you're there. Hi, yeah.
I'm sure she'll be on soon. She's usually always on.
Mm-hmm.
Tarek just turned on.
Hi, Tarek.
We just got a new subscriber on YouTube just now. So
Oh,
I mean, I'm telling you, God bless everybody because you know in this day and age, it looks like sooner or later we're all going to be self quarantined. So this may be a nightly thing, and we'll get Tim up at 1 o'clock in the morning every night. Yeah, no.
that will be nice.
But Amy Little says, "Great job, guys." So Amy, you're doing it. I love your videos, Amy. Amy, you're great on that thing. So if you guys don't know about Amy, check out Amy Astro. She knows what she's talking about. She does very, very good work, and she fixes everything. I think. I see she got tools and wrenches and stuff like that in the background of her videos.
She was extremely kind enough to add a two-parter special tutorial that goes alongside the Club Cloud data. So if you haven't got any equipment and you haven't got any data, any pictures to process, and you don't know what to do and how to set about it, then you've got everything now. And the data's building up. We've got the pinwheel and M101, and we've got some M51, which is the something or other galaxy, isn't it? That's that one and the other bit. What else we got? Oh, we've got the Iris. That's right, which Jessie had a beautiful go at.
Oh, really? Yeah. She got like that nice dark nebula on the outside, the wispy cloudiness. She got some really good stuff going on there.
The magical stuff.
Did you take that data, or did so?
Oh yeah. That's it was clear. Yeah. 5 nights ago, 4 or 5 nights ago, and I was there. I was on it.
How many hours of data do you have on that on the club server?
For M101 4 hours, one shot color. M51 2 and a half hours, one shot color. And what was the Iris? Iris is about 3 hours, I think, three and a half. So we're starting to build up.
115, right?
That's with a 115 APO EDT, which is always nice, isn't it? Isn't that EDT, enhanced doublet triplet? What's that all about, Dan? Can you unravel that for me? That
I'm not even going to try. I don't get it.
What does ED stand for? Enhanced doublet?
No, it's...
doesn't it? I don't know. Here we go. First Q&A. What does ED... Doesn't it stand for enhanced something or other?
Is it diffraction?
Is it?
No, it can't be. Why would you have enhanced diffraction?
I don't know. Well, because it sounds good. It sounds plausible. As a marketeer, that's enhanced. I don't know. Why would I want it? Remember, you're talking to someone who bought an SCT, mate, based purely on the fact that you could cuddle it and go, So, I'm all for slick marketing. I love an acronym. What is ED?
Dispersion. Thank you, Dennis. Dispersion.
Enhanced dispersion. Who was that, Dennis?
Dennis Wild. Of course, Dennis knows. Dennis.
Dennis.
Dennis is a maniac.
Right.
Dennis knows his stuff, and if you haven't seen Dennis's stuff, Dennis is also on Transit Dreams Observatory (TDO).
You talked about this when we were doing some testing. That's I did take a look. Very impressive.
He does good stuff. Tarek said, do you upload your episodes on YouTube? Yes, Tarek. After this, actually, it's on YouTube right now. We're on live on YouTube as well and on Twitch. So we're live on the 3 platforms. That being said, it does take a little while for YouTube to transcode after the live video shuts down. So if you want to go on YouTube right now and watch us on YouTube, we're there. Dennis is watching it right now. And we're also, we're on Facebook and Twitch as well. So
they shouldn't take all that time to transcribe because they really should be a really slick 30-minute episodes, Dan. Well, was
yeah.
the
It shouldn't be
idea.
2.5 hour marathons that we usually end up doing.
Mm,
keep poor Tim up until like, well, at least now it's 1 hour earlier for you. So
well, yeah, but I like
it's still
talking
late.
to
I know
people.
it's still late.
You're my friends.
Hey, you know what? Like I told you, if you ever want to do a Sunday episode during a normal hour or a Saturday episode during a normal
Oh
hour,
yeah, do you know what we are going to? I was having a little children's moment. Then we could, yeah, definitely we should do Sundays, weekends, and start getting some people on. And I've been asking people nicely
okay.
about being our guest. So do you think we're ready to support? Is the technology
Um,
engineer
I,
Dan ready
I
to
said,
support our guests?
I mean, we could try it. I mean, if somebody wants to come on right now, let me know. I'll give you the link, and I'll play it on them. We could try it out. So if you got a webcam set up, let me know if you want to come on. If you want to come on, free for all tonight. Let's go.
It's
But
nothing
um,
to be scared of.
no.
It's
So
just us.
let's see. Charlie loves the Whirlpool Galaxy.
Hey,
Um, Oh yes. Speaking of Paz, and I know they rescheduled. And Dennis, thank you for reminding me. I wanted to say that. Amy says hi from YouTube. Amy just logged on to her Amy Astro, and now she's watching us on YouTube.
she's busy.
Yeah,
That one.
I think
She's into everything, mate.
she's
Yeah,
bouncing back and forth between all
yeah,
of her
yeah.
platforms. You know.
Yeah,
So
it's the coffee. It's a different. It's a different kind of brew.
yeah. And so Neef in New York.
Mm.
Um, is rescheduled for September. It's going to be a little bit
Ha-
different.
Hallelujah.
You know, it's a I want to say it's the first week in September,
Right.
September 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th, if I remember right. I'm going to double check those dates before I give you guys exact.
I would think it's acceptable for a period of flexibility, a certain amount of flexibility in these,
Yeah, but
particularly.
that's
Could,
what I heard.
I'm going to try. Would anybody? Oh dear, I've just done the. I've been washing my hands a lot more, but I probably am one of the class of people that really should have done that in the first place. But there's too much. I mean, judging by the my love of food and then touching things like telescopes, it's just I have actually I must admit I've banned myself from eating and telescopes for the most part,
I hear you.
but. And I haven't knocked a drink over in this particular lab here has remained dry. Now that really is tempting fate, but yeah. So far I haven't wet myself in my laboratory here.
I'm sorry, I was wrong about the date. It was September 12th,
No,
12, 13, 14, 15, the following weekend.
the date, right? Okay, the 15th. Right, that's my birthday.
Yeah, that's
Mm.
my mother's birthday is like 2 days after yours then. So
How about that,
so there
mother?
you go.
Happy birthday soon. For
I don't know if she's watching. She might be watching. Amy
really,
said
she's not watching.
Amy said there's no lag on YouTube, so that's a good thing. This new program that we're using
Thank
seems
you,
to be
Amy.
working awesome. So that's good. Dennis will be on a cruise in Greece. He will not be there. Dennis, I hope you go on
Bad
that
move,
boat.
Dennis.
I hope you go on that boat. I really do. I have a cruise set up in December. Yeah, I got something from TJ Conley. It said the 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th. Dennis is saying the 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th. Whatever that Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
There's
Whatever that
there's a
Thursday, Friday.
conflict.
Yeah, it looks like whatever that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is what it's gonna be. So
Septemberish. I would go for Septemberish. What do you reckon? Who else is in, Dan?
yeah,
Take a question from the floor if you can, mate.
there hasn't been any questions yet. They're
How
just
do you lot ask something?
they've just been talking about what's going on
The
in
shows.
world.
Well, I guess that's the biggest news, isn't it? I'm going to try and relax on it now because I guess everybody's pretty heavied out with it. Where I don't want to speak for everyone. I'll speak for me.
Yeah.
I'm heavy now. I'm here with it somewhere in the city. So I'm going to try and lighten up, and I'm not going to be too. I won't joke about it.
No, again, it's way too soon.
I'm not heartless.
It's
I'm not stupid.
there's only so many toilet paper jokes I could take. I mean, come on. But but
the toilet paper. You see, even toilet paper. I didn't know that toilet paper had been widely referred to as TP.
yeah,
I never knew that. Is this recent or?
No, TP is. That's why I used to make fun of my cousin. My cousin's name is Thomas.
Oh,
Patrick.
this is widely known. So I'm just waking up, really.
Yeah, TP is TP.
Right.
You never watched Beavis and Butthead? You never watched Beavis and Butthead?
My mum, actually, bless her heart, my late mother, who was pretty old, pretty rickety, she liked Beavis and Butthead and South Park, believe it or not.
Beavis and Butthead. Here, let me see if I can get. I'll get an image.
I'm aware of the genre, but no, I didn't know. Yeah, TP. Wow, you were a sick lot, really. It didn't need an acronym.
Yeah, Beavis and Butthead. Yeah, I need TP. I need TP for my bunghole.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. It's the sheltered life, really.
Yeah. So yeah, even Amy said TP has been forever.
Yeah, well, what do I know, Amy?
It's a British thing. I think that's what it is. They don't know TP.
No, it's toilet tissue.
Just like we don't know what rubbish is in the United States. We don't know what that is.
It's trash. Garbage.
Dennis, thank you for asking. Dennis just asked me how Jen was. Jen, for those of you guys who don't know, is
you got a side thing going on. The show's not good enough.
Yeah. So let's see. Dennis wants to know if you ever had your house TP'd.
God, I don't know. Why would it need it?
Oh my goodness!
What would have happened to it?
See, you know what? I'm gonna have to show you what TP is. You're gonna have to watch on Facebook. I'm gonna do it live on top so you can see it. So you won't see me.
Right.
I'm gonna do the live output.
So this is for my benefit.
Everyone's gonna see this. Yeah. But I'm gonna show a couple of things first. So first of all, this is Beavis and Butthead.
Okay.
That's Beavis and Butthead. For those
right. I know. I got you. I know Beavis.
Come on, you got to know who Beavis and Butthead is. We're both about the same age.
Yeah, like they exist. Yeah, who are they?
And toilet paper houses. There you go. There you go.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's toilet paper houses. There you go. That's what it looks like.
I see. Yeah, gotcha. Okay. Did your sporting matches have? Did you go through the throwing toilet TP out onto the pitch so that your arenas ended up looking like that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We used to do it to pretty much we used to do it to anybody that we didn't like.
Right. And your sporting heroes.
Yeah, and any of the I guess any of the cheerleaders that got in for their first time, they got the house TP'd.
So yeah, what a way to start it. I would obviously try a different and fail. I probably should just maybe my approach with cheerleaders should be just to throw toilet paper at them until one goes, "Oh, right, Tim, I'll go out."
Wait until July because apparently for the sniffles you need a lot of TP.
Right, gotcha. But, well, it's the new currency, isn't it? Which is horribly frightening because I'm for the first time in my life I'm reasonably rich in TP and bags for life. So saving the world.
Tell you one square of toilet paper at a time. There you go.
I don't know if I'll release the information, but I did work out how many rolls of toilet paper I use on an average basis. Therefore, how many I would need not only for this particular period of undoubted isolation, but also for the rest of my perceivable life. And I thought I could buy them now.
It out. Yeah,
oh yeah. Get them at a discount, couldn't I? Saving money, thinking all the way. Yeah, no, I shan't be doing that.
A lot of people are talking about the TP. Everyone loves the pictures. Apparently, I guess it brings them back a little bit. But
well, can I just extend my heartfelt hope that all of you listening now and later on our many catch-up views, that you've all got TP.
Must have the TP.
That's from AstroWorld TV to you.
There you go. Hey, maybe one of your next raffles, you could raffle a roll of TP.
Oh, that's fantastic, because you remind me now of the shameful speed of the tortoise here, and not only oh my goodness me,
there you go.
This is yeah.
That's what this world is.
Everyone's a winner.
Wipes.
Is that the runner up?
Jeez, don't even start me. I got 2 boxes of these, but
whatever.
Anyway, let's get on to the astronomy stuff, because we can talk about coronavirus. I'm sure everyone's tired of hearing about coronavirus. You know, everyone is, because I know it's a serious thing, and it's a big thing, and it's a big deal, and it's changing the world as we know it as we speak. But you know what?
Will it change astronomy?
No, I don't think so. We do it all alone in the dark anyway. I mean,
well, this is the best meme, isn't it? So far, is I don't know the best. One that tickled me was this whole thought about not having any mates, for instance, and not seeing anyone. However, I happen to know, Dan, that you've got a load of mates.
I do.
So's Amy. And rather sadly, you lot are my mates, which is, I don't know. I think probably that's disturbing for you.
It's not disturbing for me. I'm fine with it.
But it's a great comfort for me.
This show on Wednesday nights, I look forward to this all week. I really do.
Yeah, this is therapy.
It totally is. It's a break from the monotony. And hopefully we'll actually get, after 35 minutes of talking about pretty much whatever we wanted to talk about.
Just loosening up.
Yeah. So Amy's like, we're all social distanced. Is
that different to inept, Amy?
This is the epitome of social distancing, because I mean, you can't get any more distant. The only further distant is if one of us stayed where we were and the other one went to Australia. So I mean, like, this is pretty far. We're pretty far away from each other, New York to the UK.
Oh, it's it's a good mileage, isn't it? Where's that? Do you know what? I had a lovely chat with our mate from Hawaii with the Raza.
The guy that was complaining about his Portal 2 skies, yeah.
Lovely, yeah, and that's a lovely bit of triangulation. That was a three-way.
I have a Rasa 8. I don't get me wrong. I'm not making fun of you, guy. I'm not making fun of you at all. But I just thought it was funny the way you came across was like, I have a problem. I have Portal 2 skies. I have a Rasa 8, and I live on a mountain in Hawaii. And I was like. I'm from Long Island. I have Portal 8 skies, and I can't get a decent photo unless I have super narrowband filters. So,
well, he had me at Hawaii.
Yeah.
Where's his? Just isn't he tired from waxing his board and nursing his knobblies?
What, waxing his what?
Waxing his board.
Oh, Jesus! I'm sorry. I thought you said something else. I apologize.
No, I mean, you can wax it, Dan, but
I'm not even going there.
I wouldn't do it for a bet, personally.
Amy wants to know, should I be laughing this much?
No, Amy. You should be. You should actually, Amy. You should be in bed.
In what area of the world, Amy? What area of the world are you from? Isn't she from the U.S.?
Amy,
Yeah.
she purports to be. Now, I must be very self-controlled because if I say she's from, that would be giving away personal details, and that may breach our GDPR.
Oh, well, what is that?
I don't know. But it could be that I would be giving away her location.
Oh, yeah. South of you, which means...
Can you imagine that?
South
Where
Pole,
is she? Georgia, isn't it? Somewhere in Georgia?
It's somewhere south. I don't want to say where she's from. That's my bad. I apologize.
She's
right.
No. I'm only teasing. Everybody knows she's from Georgia. You could find her in a moment's notice in that
I lived
tiny
in
little
Savannah for 2 years.
Where's Savannah, please?
In Georgia.
Right, gotcha.
In Georgia.
Gotcha.
Really nice place down there. If you haven't been there and you're in the area, there's a place called the Deer Lick Astronomy Village,
which does sound wonderful, doesn't it?
It's unbelievable. And they also have the Peach State Stargaze on there in Georgia, which is very nice.
Which sounds really good too.
Dennis Wild had a comment about NGC 2093.
2093. Would you mind looking that up, please, Dan?
I would. It's a cluster, and
is it
the small? I'm never going to pronounce this right.
No, don't no go no. You will.
No, I'm gonna botch this.
No, lay it on us.
No, I'm not gonna say it. I'm just gonna say LMC. I think everybody, if you're in astronomy, you know what the LMC is, as opposed to the other one.
The Large Magellanic Cloud.
Yes, that's it. Magellanic, whatever it is. I don't know. I can't pronounce it.
Manilagenic.
Large Manila folder.
Yeah. We love that one.
You know what?
How come he's got that one? Well, right. Where's he then? Because I can't. Can I see that from here? I cannot.
I can't see it.
I cannot.
Dennis, I guess. I don't know if you can see it from South Carolina. I'm not sure. If it is, it's got to be low. I mean, you figure that
I'd like to see it, but I think
Omega Centauri from Long Island is only about 1 degree above the horizon, if that.
Right.
That's at its highest.
Right. So impossible. We've got to rule that out. That's not a target for astrophotography. That's too low. I can't allow it.
Did I look up the wrong one, Dennis? You said NGC 2903. I'm sorry. 29, not 29.
Easily done, Dan.
NGC.
A bit schoolboy for live, but easily done.
My dyslexia kicked in.
Save that. Now you're making me feel bad.
And this is actually, okay. NGC 2903 is a spiral galaxy in Leo. Which is definitely viewable in the United States, pretty much from anywhere.
Yes. Yeah. That's our half. That's top. That's the good bit. The top half.
I apologize. I did 2093 instead of 2903. I apologize. Yeah. So anything
it's a slip up any of us could make, Dan. But of course, I picked on it, and now you've told me you're dyslexic, and I feel terrible. However, I don't know. I think as a Brit, I'm going to continue to pick on it, and
it's okay.
It's a shame it wasn't the Magellanic Cloud because it's particularly beautiful.
Dan, read the blank manual. Higgins is right here. So.
Yeah.
Which I do not do.
No, life's too short.
No, I can't read manuals. That's why I like YouTube.
YouTube tutorials from Amy Astro. Find them.
I could actually show a picture here if I could get it going. I'll show a picture of 29.
Of it. Right. So I would know the Leo triplet, isn't it?
I think that's, what is it, 95, 96?
Oh no! Don't. That's too many numbers.
No. 65, 66.
Galaxies need more names. They need more descriptive names.
Well, yeah, like Bode's Galaxy. See, that'd be a nice thing, Bode's Nebula. I'm sorry, Bode's Nebula, not Bode's Galaxy.
Well, that's quite pedantic for a New Yorker.
Thanks.
Because it isn't, because Bode's Nebula is a galaxy, or
It is.
or am I wrong again?
No, you're right. 2903. Here we go. And we'll do a nice picture. I don't know.
Are you throwing something up for us, Dan?
I will be, and it's straight out of Wikipedia. And there we go, and that's NGC 2903. That is a really nice picture, probably from Hubble or somewhere.
Or an SCT.
Not in my area of the world. On Wikipedia, it doesn't really say where it's from, I don't think. But that's what it is. That looks like a really nice galaxy to do.
It's the season for us, isn't it? In the
galaxy season is here.
Galaxy season. Now, how do you feel? What are you going to use for galaxy season, Daniel?
I will probably end up using, the only other thing that I can use is my Maxutav.
Yes.
I got a 5-inch Mac, and that's really,
That'll do it.
You know what I did do? I finally got first light, and it looks like garbage because I didn't do any processing yet on it. But I got first light on my little mini setup.
Did you? Did you?
HY the 63 with the 200 lens.
And how are you? What's your findings, Dan? How are you feeling?
Oh, I once I put flats on it, you'll see what I mean once I put flats on it. But I'll show you a quick pic.
Of course you can do this now. I'm slightly there.
Now,
I did it then. I'm slightly like that with this slickness of technology. Your ability to segue pictures in like magic.
Now, this is going to be a live stack, so you're gonna have to excuse some of it because it's not perfect. Let's see. Why? What happened here?
Are you trying to?
I know why. So we're gonna put this on there, and then we're gonna put. Hold on a second, and now you can see it, I think.
Oh, hello.
Okay.
Oh,
so
hello.
As you can see, I have plenty of dust motes on there.
Yes, I'm seeing two things. I'm seeing a wonderful picture, and I'm seeing some globulations.
All of this, all of this over here. A lot of dust motes, but if I kind of zoom in a little bit, you can start to see. Focus
You got it going on.
Yeah, focus is good. I got a little flaring here a little bit, but I think I could take care of that. Obviously the noise, but you got to remember a couple of things with this. This is zero processing. This is actually, that's a lie. It's not zero processing. I did a really quick automatic background extraction.
Did you do an ABE on it?
I did an ABE on it and an SCNR.
Oh, now you see, I've only just started using SCNR because Amy makes me do it. Because if I don't follow the instructions, I won't get any more help. Which is understandable.
So quick and easy. It's
right. I see.
Or you could do. There's another thing on. I want to say it's Photoshop called Hasta La Vista Green, HLVG.
Oh my word.
There's another thing like that you could use that does a really, really, really good job if you're a Photoshop user. That's really, really good. But that's all that I did to this.
You used SCNR.
Yeah, really quick. Everything was at its defaults. I just dumped it in there. I mean, I could probably do a little messing around with a couple of things on here, but other than that, I mean, everything's still kind of a mess. But
it is a rather wonderful mess that we all. I think this. I love putting words in other people's mouths, so I'll just, instead of holding back, I'll say we love a bit of a mess. Sorting out a mess and getting to the end result is what we love. So will we love the calibrationless cameras, as they hit the market and become more and more affordable, will you and I, old man, young man, miss the heady days of taking calibration frames and the interspersulation that goes along with all of that madness that Amy has put me through over these months of learning how to calibrate stuff properly. And actually, I felt a bit, and this was one of the reasons why her tutorial on the club cloud data is so important, is that I had been failing again to calibrate properly, and my darks weren't being subtracted properly, so all of the glitter and glow wasn't being taken away, and I was becoming quite frustrated, Dan. I was becoming upset with myself and challenged, and I nearly said it. I didn't say depressed, but I was getting angry. And I felt useless. And I'll tell you what, this is we've got to be truthful here. I ran the same stack through Astral Pixel processor, and it wiped it all out. But I had to know what I was doing wrong with Pi, as we all love to call it. Does everyone call it Pi? That's another one. Does everybody call it Pi? It surely Pixel Insight is Pi.
I mean, that's what we put on text, PI, yeah. So we call it Pi, yeah. We do. When you're talking to people that are in the Astro community, they call it Pi. They don't really say Pi, but yeah, they don't really say that. We always say Pix Insight. I don't know why. But if it's on a text or something, it'll be PI. So just to make it short. But
it's quite a cute one. That is. I probably prefer. I mean, TP is kind of cute, but I think Pi is as software goes.
Don't tell that to my cousin Thomas Patrick. Yeah,
okay.
We tortured him for years calling him TP.
Oh, babe.
We got a lot of comments here from. It looks like Dennis and Amy are having a nice conversation regarding Hickson 44.
Don't mind us.
M66.
That's
NGC
quite
3628 in the trio. I believe that's the hamburger type Galaxy, if I remember right. I could be wrong.
Right.
Tarek actually bought the 8-inch f5 Newt that he was talking about the last time. He picked that up. That's why it's raining here. Thanks, Tarek. Appreciate it.
Tarek, well done. Happy round of applause. We need some sort of hat of joy for people who buy a telescope. So Tarek has, say, an 8-inch.
Yep, 8-inch f5 Newt. Yep.
Wow, nice.
So that's gonna be nice. I just wish if my Sky would convert from an 8.9 to a 0. Yeah, don't we all?
It might. Yeah, careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were we allowed to push the boundaries of joking? As all the generators go off. No. Dan, I've lost you.
No, I'm leaving. I can't. I just bought a 60-watt solar panel.
Oh, good for you! Good for you.
I said at least I'll have a computer, and I could do some processing.
You charge your phone. Yeah.
What? Charge your phone? You can do whatever.
Yeah.
Just gotta make sure no one steals it when it's outside. But, Dennis said Markarian's chain is a great Whitefield Galaxy group in Virgo. Absolutely.
Good choice. Good choice. Funny that Amy should choose the Hamburger Galaxy.
Well, I think they were just talking about it. They were
don't
know. Amy said, "Yuck! You need flats." I guess you're talking about my crappy M42 photo. Yes, absolutely. I did take flats. I have flats for it. That's for a future. Again, that is unprocessed nastiness. But I figured I'd just throw it up there because I have no shame. So
no, but she wouldn't let it lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apple or pumpkin? Oh, pie. Got it. Okay. You need to see her videos on her portable
pumpkin.
Setup.
Pumpkin. in.
Yeah, I'm not a big pumpkin.
Please.
I'm not a big pumpkin fan.
No, 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 no.
Dennis had his 15-inch. He wishes he could put his 15-inch daub in the observatory. Yeah, I wish I had an
We
observatory.
all wish
Dennis.
that. Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, well, mine's not finished. Mine's still got a hole in the roof. However, I'm trying to get for another time. I'm trying to get someone clever on here, actually, a grown up or a clever person, can help me calculate the smallest possible space you can. How big do we really need an observatory in these days of remotoscopy with your telescope? I don't actually need to. I guess the only space I need around my telescope is to get in and do maintenance and mount and dismount it. But I'd quite like a smaller shed, not a bigger one. I'd like to go minimalist, but hey.
Yeah, absolutely. I hear you. You know, I mean, I've been going definitely. I went from 8-inch
Mhm.
Schmidt to a 10-inch Dob to an 18-inch Dob.
That's bigger.
And I still have the 18-inch Dob. And then I went backwards and backwards and backwards to a 127 refractor, and now I'm down to an 80. So,
Yeah.
so
Nice 80. It's a very pleasing 80.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I think it's a lot of fun, and I'm looking for a picture that I wanted to show you guys.
Well, I tell you what, did you get any more time? Excuse me, I just top up my glass of water here.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Some magic Somerset water, of course, and the magic Paz the practical astronomy show. The practical astronomy show. That's a sensible name for a show, isn't it? The practical, not the out of reach or the ridiculous or the mind-bogglingly astronomically overpriced show. This is the practical show for practical, like-minded, happy people, and it's been cancelled.
Yeah, well, a lot of things have been cancelled, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, I want a moment to sulk about that because I had a special T-shirt and I had a special badge to wear. And now I'm not going to get the opportunity on Saturday to wear a special badge with my name on it. I feel robbed.
Yeah, you probably were. Take out. Where's all the rest of the stuff?
How we doing? Are you losing yourself in processing, Dan? Are you?
No, I'm just trying to find a folder, and I can't seem to find it now, unfortunately.
Dear. So have you finished with the rosette now? What are you moving on to? And what are other people imaging at the moment? May I please ask? Obviously, I'm grabbing targets of opportunities that come to add to the club cloud data, which I'm enjoying doing that, but I must add some more notes with that associate with that data and do a proper job of that. But what are you lot imaging?
I'm sorry, what was that?
What are you lot imaging at the moment, please?
Right now I'm doing what am I doing now? I'm doing the Flaming Star.
The flaming hell, where is it? And can you see it in your subs? I suppose. What are you imaging it in, Dan?
The 80.
Oh yes, and sorry, on what wavelength?
Oh, all narrowband. All
narrowband. So you can probably see it in your subframes rather than using the guessing.
Let's see if I get it's just a sub, and I can show you the sub. Hello?
And what have you done?
I didn't do anything. What did I do?
Okay. Oh no, there was a stuttering in the force, Dan.
Yeah, I don't know. Something just happened. Everything just like blinked out.
Like a million voices.
Okay, so let's see. So I could do that for you. We could do open, and we could go back into my Astro acquisition folder and raw data and Esprit and Flaming Star and no flats. Again, I'll just bring up one. All I did was a 2-minute shot, and I'll just do a quick stretch on it.
Share it, Dan. If you can.
Oh, it sucks. You can't see it. You can see it, but
That's a hell of a build-up.
sorry. I don't think I did.
You're not sorry.
Let's see. Open. Do I have a stacked version of it? No, I don't.
Why didn't anybody have you checked your messages there, Dan? Was anybody brave enough to just flick their webcam on and come and join us
No, nobody.
for a friendly chat?
Nobody has. Nobody took us up on it. Dennis Wilde was supposed to see Adam Sandler last night,
Okay,
and I guess he wasn't able to do that.
right. This is, I hope, some consolation. I would think it is. I was hoping he was going to say he cancelled Adam Sandler
No,
to be with us, which would be the more logical and reasonable position. Surely.
Well, here is, and I'll show you this real quick. And again, I'm just showing you the cold and dirty stuff. This is not no processes. This is 30 minutes of garbage. But
come on, show us. Let Amy rip it to pieces.
Yeah, I'll let Amy rip it up. Amy will rip it up. And let's see, I'll slide this over, and then you'll see
A million windows. Right. So you'll forgive me when I call it the where the flavour now is it? Nebula.
No, that's not the flame. That's actually Mark.
Oh, is it? Oh, is it not? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Ah.
That's Markarian's chain a little bit.
That was a cruel twist, Dan.
Sorry, I mean
you're playing on my old age and infirmness now. But this is.
I'm just playing around a little bit. Yeah. So anyway, that's totally clipping the blacks, but you know, there you go. There's Markarian's chain. And I do have a better. This is not even close to the good picture yet. I'm still working on that. I'm gonna finish that up this year, I think.
Okay. And what
I have about 4
output
hours.
What output are you aiming for? What's your goal here, Dan? Are you going to give us a true color, a false color?
No, this is RGB and luminance. This is not, this is going to be real color.
So an RGB. Nice.
So
nice.
This will probably. I got about 4 hours worth of data on this already. This
is significant.
This is a 30-minute shot. This is 30 minutes worth of a stack without any cropping or anything. But that's what I'm playing with. I'm doing a little bit of other stuff. I'm playing around a little bit, and I don't really care about if people.
Oh, there was your that looked like a application form, Dan.
So that's my notes. I do notes.
Oh, do you? That's very noble of you. That's a dying art. I think that notes are a beautiful thing.
Let's see.
I'm a note taker.
Amy's like, well, it's not as bad as the other one. Thanks, Amy. Appreciate it. Again, Amy.
Yeah, don't hold back, Amy.
These are not
the hamburger galaxy, honestly.
Yeah, these are not the ones that I'm not even on. I'm sorry. These are not the ones that are processed well at all. No. These are just ones that I'm kind of playing around with. But I really am not the one that I really don't care if you guys see we all know how our photos look before they turn into these lovely, pretty objects, and I just don't. I don't really. It doesn't bother me at all, to be honest with you.
The naked look.
Exactly.
Mm.
Let's see if I have.
Are you still rummaging for files, Dan? You're giving us more examples.
No, I'm just playing around.
This is rather generous of you. It was ever so nice of the people who've played with the club data. It's interesting to see the different skills and how people are handling it. And actually, they're using different processing software, different tools, different software, different techniques and approaches, and they're coming out with different colours. stuff I can't get. So I'm enjoying that aspect of it. Yeah, what are you hunting for, Daniel? You're in deep thought there. You're in deep rummage.
You got me like kind of wanting to find the flaming star. I thought I had one stacked, and I guess I never messed with it yet. I'm still taking data on it. So I got about 6 hours in on it, but I haven't really done any processing yet. I usually don't start processing until I got like a good amount of data, especially when I'm doing narrowband.
Have you noticed that what you call a good amount of data has changed significantly?
Yeah, it never ends. It's always more.
What do you like to get now?
Well, when I first start like kind of putting things together, I like to have like, no matter what, at least 2 or 3 sessions. So whatever that turns out to be.
Really?
Yeah, so 2 or 3 sessions. Because with New York,
and how many hours per session?
Rolling, usually, it could range anywhere from 3 to 5. So we're talking about average about 10 hours. I'll start playing around with narrowband. If it's color, I'll do it in 2 sessions because you get a little bit more results quicker. Let's see if we
I must admit, I'm looking at this particular color camera at the moment, the Altair Hypercam 294 Pro Tech. So it's got the proper cooler on the back. It's a chunky fella. It's a very nice design, doesn't frost, cools very stably, lots of fun. It's 294 chip, so we know that from some other players. So it's familiar territory. It has a certain amount of challenges with it, but it is a bona fide 14-bit CMOS camera. So I can allow it a little bit more on the, I guess. So again, this could be shoot me down. Does 14 bits mean I'm going to pick up a little bit of a noisier top end, perhaps? Because I've got that much more dynamic range to play with. So it's a bit more of a challenge, perhaps, but I'm enjoying it. And
yeah,
I think
I can imagine.
Well, yeah, it's kind of it's a break. It's like going on holiday and having a little bit of help and assistance. Actually, having a one-shot color for a change. It's really nice. It's so easy to. One of the collaborations that I did was a terrible idea. Was with Amy, and we had so many filters between us. It was just an absolute nightmare. And I'm afraid quite a lot of my shots were, if you think your shots were riddled with dust there, mine looked as though someone had basically sneezed in the asbestos factory. You would just really do not want that amount of crustification in your imaging train. And she had a lot of challenges there, but we did the wizard together. So going from 2 lots of multiple filters back to one-shot color, I tell you, I quite like it. It's very for what it lacks in the fine-grained details at the moment. For the smoothness of just having one bit of data to process, I'm quite enjoying that.
Yeah.
Have you found it, Dan? That's an awful lot of rummaging for no pick.
I can't find it. I can't find it right now. I guess I need some more organization in my files, I guess.
You need to watch the Amy Astro tutorial on organizing your file system.
Well, you know what? For those of you guys that don't know this, I just went through a bad virus problem. I was
How bad?
Really, really, really bad. I was dumb. I left some back doors open that I forgot to close. And I got what's called a Nyton virus, Nyton. It's very bad.
How utterly shifty.
What's that?
How utterly shifty.
Yeah, so and what it does is this particular virus only hunts down media files. So JPEGs,
cool.
Music files, any photos that you have, family photos. It also hunts down DOC Word files, DOCX Word files, anything that you kind of like work on, like Excel, any Office files, it hunts down. And what it does is it changes the extension, and then you find this other email on your hard drive now. There's 190,000 of them. Said pay me $300 and you could have your files back.
Oh, the blackmail approach.
So
Charming.
So I got that, and thank God, for whatever reason, it doesn't recognize TIFF, XISF.
So what did you do? Did you pay the ransom?
No, of course not. I
Did you ante up?
backups, but
Right.
but it's still a matter of I had to download them off Google Drive, and now I gotta kind of put everything back the way it was, and 3 months later, I'm still in the process of doing that.
It won't go back the way it was, really.
No,
surely, really.
No, it won't. But I lost most of my
shame.
finished. I didn't lose any of my raw data. But
Ah,
I lost a lot of my finished data.
so were you? So I'm very sorry to hear that, and I'm not rushing away from it because I'm going to go. No, that's not the reason. It's because what happened to AstroBin? They lost a load of data. So did they get hacked or just lost it? Do you use AstroBin?
Yeah, I use AstroBin, but I have not had a problem with.
So you didn't have disappearing data?
No, all my data's still there.
Right,
And I don't have much. I use a lot. I should probably use AstroBin more often, but I use a lot of Google Astrometric Upload to check some things, and it's a lot easier to share with people. But AstroBin.
Hold on, rewind. Could you use Google
Astrometric Upload?
Right, I'm the only one, so this is another TP moment for me. Could you hit me with what that is?
Yeah, so basically you could upload I think it's a PNG.
Right.
It'll plate solve it just like AstroBin does. It doesn't cost any money for the extra whatever, like AstroBin AstroBin does a lot of good things as far as you're able to put your equipment and stuff on there. This you can't do. This is for raw files only.
Okay.
So, but you can throw it up there. It takes 2 seconds, and you say, "Hey, Tim, take a look at this," and you get the link right away. And it's a little bit easier. Plus, you could sit there and you could have the full version easier right on the front, as opposed to going into the photo, hitting full image, and all that.
And that's a googly thing that we can all share. That sounds deeply happy and joyful.
It's easy.
Yeah.
And and it'll save all your additions. It's not as streamlined as AstroBin. AstroBin does a really good job when you're streamlining different versions of the same photo.
Right.
Every photo in the Google one is its own file, so you got to delete and stuff like that. But it's not meant. It's meant as placeholders. It's not.
But it's a Google astronomy specific app.
Yeah, it's Astrometric Upload.
Right. Interesting.
I don't know.
I'm looking at the pen and I'm feeling, because it's 2 o'clock in the morning.
Don't try and spell it.
Well, I've had a pint. Oh, I'm not going to. I'm going to move the pen and make a wiggly line that represents Google. What you said.
Astrometric.
Gotcha.
Upload.
That's the one I was looking for. Right, nice one, buddy. Right, I'll have a look at that if you recommend it. And I guess that's actually one of the nifty things about sticking some of this this club data in the. I've made a 100 gig club cloud, so we've got plenty of room to grow into. But I guess it's another. I suppose it's another online backup, isn't it? It's a belt and braces and string affair. So
yeah, it's not a bad program for what it is. It's not. If you want something to show your finished product to someone, go AstroBin.
Right.
Go AstroBin. If you want something that's just a quick and easy, they said, hey, look at this, and I don't have to share a link or nothing or anything. It's very easy. You can use the Google Astrometric Upload, and that'll be a lot easier.
Well, there was because we love our digressions, Dan. Because there was some kind of argument or disagreement with people on Facebook, because some people's pictures on Facebook look absolutely amazing and go way and just leap off the telephone or the device, and my pictures don't. And I was surprised at what the the true resolution that you can squeeze out of Facebook and the amount, because we had this ongoing online argument about Facebook compressions ruining my picture, but in actual fact that's not true, is it?
Facebook does compress the photos, they do, but is it as bad as people say? I don't think so. I don't think so. You know, it is a JPEG. JPEGs are compressed, as we know. You're not going to be able to put, full TIFFs on Facebook. It will kick you back. But
right, yeah, you can't upload a TIFF, can you? But you can upload a fairly big. Can you upload a ping? I don't know. Someone perhaps an older.
You can.
Someone perhaps older or cleverer. Someone with a beard, maybe, or someone smart.
You
someone
can
with a
do
degree
a PNG.
can tell us.
You can do a PNG.
Think you can. I think PNG in I think it's about 1920 by another number.
Yeah,
it can't be
any higher than that resolution, but
but that's quite a lot, don't you think?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. But if you want to do your full resolution image, just dump it on AstroBin, put the link on Facebook, and send people to the link on AstroBin.
Oh, I see. And give them an outbound link to yours.
Please, if you're doing this, though, and this is a personal preference of mine, is that when you send the link of the photo of something that you did that looks beautiful, and I'm sure we got a lot of beautiful photos out there that look awesome.
Thousands.
Unbelievable. And people have been sending links from AstroBin, but they're annotated. So they got these big green circles around it with the numbers and and all this stuff on it.
Okay.
When you go in there, click on full size and turn off the annotation first. Go to full size and send that link, and that will go right to
the big link.
Yeah, send the big link. Send the big link without all the green letters and numbers and circles and everything. I heart mono. Okay. My pictures look flurry on Facebook.
Right. Who else is drinking here, please?
I haven't had anything to drink all night. I don't know. Mine look blurry on Facebook, and on iPhone, stars are overexposed.
And who is this?
This is I Heart Mono.
Right.
You know what? Sometimes it all really.
And is this a person? Is this a viewer who has this issue?
This is somebody that came on from YouTube.
That's dialed in. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that that's happening to you. It shouldn't be happening.
Yeah, if you want to send the raw data to either Tim or myself, we could definitely take a look at it and see what the resolution is that you're uploading it.
Don't send it to Amy.
Don't send it to Amy. Amy will rip it up. We love you, Amy.
Unless you're strong.
Dennis has a question. What mono camera do you guys like for a 14-inch Edge Hyperstar?
Well, first of all, who aren't we liking this week? 14-inch Edge?
14-inch Edge Hyperstar.
Oh, I think that's the end of that conversation, Dan.
Well, I've never had one. Let's see.
No. Why would anybody want one? That would be that would be straight away. Why would you even want?
Let's take a look. I'm wondering if one of those nice new 533s might work.
That could work.
Actually, let's take a look. Astronomy tool.
A 533 from the red team, or it's two. If you wanted glowless joy, then a 533 from the red team, or I would like to represent the 269 from Altair, which has got bigger chip.
Yeah,
bigger chip, governor.
Let's
see.
Take that. So, I'm just wondering about sampling rates, to be honest with you. With
do you stock one at your shop, Dan?
We stock everything we can, and now that news.
Have you got to 14? I've never seen a 14 in the flesh.
Do I have a 14? No, I have an 11, Edge is the biggest one that I have in the store right now. Let's see. So we're gonna have custom store. We're gonna have Celestron. Let's see. Let's take a look.
Oh, you're going to throw up our
And yeah, I got to throw out the
calculator.
astronomy tools just to fool around with it.
No, we do everything here. This is getting so slick, Dan.
And let's see here. Let's see, imaging mode. Actually, what am I doing? I'm on the wrong calculator. CCD suitability calculator. So let's see.
Let me turn this stuff off here. It's just a distraction. It's all a distraction, these other things.
It's
Dear.
always a distraction.
220, no stars. I think next week we have a forecast of hope.
Yeah, with the 533, the chip size is a little small, so you're gonna need super guiding on it. Let's see. So let's try. No, that's not gonna. Unless if you use. Let's see.
Does it have to be a one-shot color?
Well, you're using it. No, it doesn't have to. Well, he likes. Oh, he wanted mono actually.
Is that what the customer would prefer?
Yeah. Wow, you're gonna have to use some sort of on an edge. Let's see. If you use you're using a Hyperstar too, so you're.
He's in the front. He's up there.
Let's see.
He's taking all the chances.
Telling you.
Gambling, living the dream.
Yeah, you know what? A
533 is just one of a broad range of choices that also include the 269 from Altair Astro, which is a very nice camera.
The 269 would work.
269 would work.
269 would work.
Bigger chip.
Altair Astro.
Bigger chip.
They don't have a lot up here for Altair Astro, but it looks like the 224 would work too, even though it is a smaller chip than the 229. Let's see.
What about one of them big new ones with the big frame? 2600.
Let's see. The 2600 would be pretty good. That's right on a little bit oversampling, but which isn't that bad. But that might work. That's with a good reducer too. So if you're using it with the Hyperstar, a lot of things, because you're shooting at what f2 or whatever you're shooting at with the Hyperstar, and you're getting a wider field of view, like a huge field of view.
Huge.
Unfortunately,
Why would anybody want that, Dan? Why would anybody want f2 and a huge field of view?
They believe it or not, they don't have a sampling calculator. They have a sampling calculator for the 11 with the Hyperstar and a 9 1/4, not a 14.
It's the impossible dream, isn't it?
Well, apparently Dennis has got one. So
Well done, Dennis. Scope of the week. Yeah, there we go. Scope of the week. Dennis's C14 Edge HD Hyperstar.
Let's see, none. Yeah, so the 2600 would be awesome.
I knew that.
The 2600 puts you at, it's the idea. So the pixel size that you're looking for is about 3.7, 3.8, Dennis. And that's with the 11. So the 14 might maybe a little bit bigger you'll need.
I would think the 14 is still, I wouldn't bother with it.
I think you'll be fine with that. Or the Altair. Which chip does the Altair have again?
I can't remember, and I'm going to get pulled up for that by the people that think I should know.
294, right?
No, I'm using the 294. The 269 is their new no glow.
That's a color camera, though, right?
That's a color camera, and it doesn't have any.
Yeah, it's got the new Sony chip in it.
Yeah. Sorry, it's coming back to me now. It's the new Sony one.
3.3 micron.
Is that good?
Let me take a look and see here. 3.3 micron. Let's just change the number a little bit. No, that will put you even a little better.
A little better.
A little better. Yeah, a little better. Yeah, so either one of those would be good. The 294, the 2600. Both. Well, the 294 again, that's a color camera. The 2600, you get in both monochrome and.
Which one? Which one is? Do you have a choice of a monochrome on one of them?
Well, he's looking for monochrome. He's doing wide field asteroid hunting.
Right. Okay.
He's looking at an ATEC, but it's full frame. He looked at the 2600. He doesn't have it yet, and he's looking at been in 2x2 or 3x3. So,
okay.
So 2x2 and 3x3 obviously is gonna. You might start to with the Hyperstar. You got to be careful when you're binning, I would think, because you're probably gonna start to undersample a little bit, and you start gonna get blocky stars maybe. You might want to be careful with that. With the 14.
Yes. What a lovely problem to have.
You might have to use some morphological transformation on things to kind of get things round again, or deconvolution, or you may have to take care of some things there. But I mean, the 2600 looks good. The 269 from Altair looks good. Either one of those should be fine for that with the Hyperstar. I mean, that would be perfect. Again, depending on what you want. Like Tim said, the Altair is the 294 has a nice chip. It's a color camera. The 2600 comes in both. The monochrome and color, all are cooled cameras, so that's not a problem.
Oh yes, I should think anybody with a C14 you'd want a cooled camera, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would think so.
And a team of people to help you.
It doesn't look like he has the 14 yet. Dennis, is this something that you're looking on getting, or is this been looking at the new ATIC Cosmos 61 megapixels? Jesus Christ.
Just 61.
Yeah.
61. Not 100. Just 61.
61 megapixels for the ATIC Cosmos he's looking at.
That's a lot of pixels.
Yeah, that's it's quite a bit. Let's see. So I'm just curious. Let's see what the ATIC Cosmos looks like on this, because that's what he's looking for. I know, Dennis, you're a big ATIC fan.
They're quite nice, aren't they? They're a little more.
They really are.
They're a little more expensive, a little more elitist. Not super elitist, but a little more.
No, but they're nice. They're really nice cameras. I've never had the pleasure of using one.
I had an Attic Infinity, the short trousers entry level type of Attic, which did live stacking, and that was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it tremendously.
Yeah, 60 megapixels, 3.76 microns. It's got the IMX 455 on there, so it's got a Sony chip.
We do love a Sony.
Yep. Let's see, it's 9576 by 6388 is the array. That is humongous. How many pixels is that? Oh my God, that's a ridiculous amount of pixels.
Didn't you just tell us?
Well, I told you how much up and down.
Oh, I see.
I mean, let's see.
I'm not going to count them. I'll take their word. I'll take their word for it that there's 60 million pixels on it.
Oh, that was a really dumb question. Why would I even? Yeah, it's 61 million pixels. Just like 61.2 megapixels. I should have known that. But
it's that sort of night.
Yeah, it really is. I'm sure we all have a lot on our mind. All right. Let's see if anybody else got any comments here.
Hit us, please. Oh gosh, it's refill time already.
Yeah, it's 10:30 already.
Yeah. So it's a good job. It's a cheap pub here.
Let's see. QHY gives 0.25 arc seconds per pixel. And
QHY.
Yep, the 600.
Quai. Or am I in a room on my own again? Does anybody else actually pronounce QHY as Quai?
No, nobody does.
You see, that's very, very upsetting, and I don't know why I've been led down that path, that mysterious, lonely path of trying to find a way.
Yeah, and nobody says Z anymore.
No, Z.
Nobody says Z in the United States. It's all ZWO.
Yeah, I should hope so too, because then it sounds beautiful.
Dennis has the ATIC 1 at the moment,
right?
Which is a nice camera. He's been doing some awesome work with that camera.
Mm-hmm. It's a very grown-up, sensible camera.
Oh yeah. He actually asked me when I bought my S-Big. He's like, "Why'd you settle on an S-Big?" I said it was the only red camera. It was way before ZWO came out, so it was red. So I bought it.
Has it faded? How was the coatings stood up to the test of time there? Excuse the shine off the top of my head. There we are. Right.
What, on the S-Big?
Yeah.
Oh no, the S-Big is fine, but it's a nice flat matte paint. It's not like a nice anodized.
Oh, it's not like the
ZWO.
Yeah, gotcha.
It's metal, but it's very flat red, but it's held up fine. I mean, I've had it for many years now, so.
Because I'd like to see a lot more colours on this stuff, but I was told by somebody who's smart and clever and knows these things that the coatings are a very poisonous part of the process of making these cams, and that coming up with fancy colours is environmentally unfriendly. Really? So, yeah. So my other idea was, what about just having them in some kind of plain sort of, cut them back to the silver and put some of the polished metal or the plain metal and buff them up a bit.
Yeah, just
silver.
I'm not worried about the color.
Yeah, sure. I had one ZWO camera that faded, and it went really pink, and it looked very odd. So it must have been a bad day at the dip. But yeah, that set me off asking some questions about coatings, because I wouldn't mind seeing things like Skywatcher came out with, oh hey, hello there. Yeah, right. That's the color it should be. Yeah, that's the color it should be.
This is what happens when it sits on your table for 6 months and still looks like this.
Right.
This is going to be my planetary. This is going to go on the Mac.
What's that one? Remind me.
290.
Sorry, 290. Right, I've got a little 224 like that I use as an all sky camera, and so we can see there. I mean, here's the thing: when we generally use these things in the dark, don't we? There's going to be very little UV degradation.
Sure.
In the middle of the night. So, but the all sky camera eventually will live and die outdoors 24/7. So we'll see if that one fades. But I don't think it will. I think I was just unlucky, and that was a shame, because that was a 1600 mono camera, which is 1,200 quid over here, and it faded. So, well, yeah, $1,200, and it went pink. So.
Yeah, Dan Janisic said, Tom, you pronounce it that, I guess it meant Tim, you pronounce it that way because of your accent. I guess because of Zed or Quai.
Well, it's zebra here. Zebra. I worked in America for long enough to know that it's Z. It's definitely Z, or it doesn't work.
And he said the anodizing is a terrible, dirty chemical process.
Right.
So I don't know much about that, but I'll take your word for it. And
well, I'd like to see more Skywatcher. When they came out with that fluorescent green, I really liked that. I'd like to see some cams and coatings. You know, even a mount. or a telescope in fluorescent green. I think that's quite an interesting fluorescent orange, fluorescent green.
Yeah.
Red has been rather done over, darling.
Played out. Yep.
I think it has.
I think we're done. I think we're done with the red. But you know what? Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but I mean, ZWO's got the corner on the CMOS market for the most part. I know that there are a couple of
Seemingly.
couple of other ones like
Altair
Astro, and other ones that are out there that are trying to break through, and they do have
Quai.
they do have quality products. So I mean, Quai.
Just me.
I Heart Mono said he has some tilt in his images. Is there anything I can do? I believe it's in my field flattener.
Ah.
It's in the field flattener, or is the field flattener just...
Shouldn't be in the field flattener. Yeah, you're right. Where will tilt occur in your imaging train? Anything that's got any type of flexure. So if you've made sure that your imaging train is all threaded, screw threaded, and that you've reached the limit of your threads to at least hand tightness and a very small amount of closing your eyes and going, oh, making that little noise of tightness, oh, make you squeak, that can have no flexure, and theoretically that must then be all orthogulational and perpendicular to itself. So the cameras, however, I guess, can have microvariants, and so we saw ZWO producing. It was the 071 came with a tiltable that had an inbuilt tilty do, didn't it?
Yep. Yes.
And as far as I know, haven't some people brought out a retrofit aftermarket tilt
has
jack
a tilter.
plates? Right.
CWO has a tilter that they came out with that is actually an addendum to your image train. So
right. So now we've gone through the tilty stuff. So it's probably right back here where you've got anywhere that you've got some obvious flexion and you want it all to be screwed up. Well, mustn't have any brass compression stuff. But is it really tilt? That
was going to be my next question. I mean, is it only in one section of the photo?
Yeah.
Is it in all sections of the photo?
Show us the photo. Send us the photo.
Yes, put it on either AstroBin or Google Astrometric Upload. We'll look at it.
Right, and I'll mark it for Amy the Rottweiler.
I have a compression connection on the flattener to the scope. It seems to be in that connection point.
Right, any compression fitting with the three brass, with the three screws and the ring.
When you're sitting there, and Dennis is making a good point too. How extended is the focuser? Is the
focuser droop?
Yeah,
droopy focuser. So yeah.
I guess his non-orthogonality. I pronounced that wrong. I scrapped that one. Listen, I am not a good speaker, but I know what you mean, Dan. Maybe due to using the compression ring, which is exactly what we're talking about. Because when you do those 2 or 3 screws, you could only put your fingers can only put like you're never gonna get them all the same.
Yeah.
You're never going to get them all the same. You can have a little bit more pressure on this one. You can have a little bit more pressure on this one. You can have a little bit more pressure on this one. Or, and some way, you're going to have the camera either like this or like this or like this. So it's never going to be on your image train like that. It's never going to be like that because you have that compression ring squeezing down on sometimes even only on one point. If you only have one compression, you're only putting pressure on one point and you're pushing everything the other way. And that's not, really, you really need to thread your camera onto the entire body. And to Dennis's point, what kind of focusing is your focuser solid?
Yes.
So you don't have that focus droop. Are you using the stock focuser, which maybe isn't able to hold the weight of your camera, or are you using a Nightcrawler or a Moonlight or a
I wouldn't rush personally to doing sub-millimeter adjustments to the tilt plate of a sensor. Have you ever I never felt the need to touch that on my 071. I did feel the need to get good back focus and absolute solidity. I mean, that really is key. I might look like a bumbling idiot, but I know the importance of having the threads on an imaging train done up tight, that solidity, and probably only the first third. If I'm racking out beyond a third on the windy in and out part of my focuser, then I'll get a solid tube. I'll measure the bit that I need, and I will purchase a tube of suitable dimensions, solid tube, because the more I haven't got one on my desk. I've got a lovely kit of spacers at 5mm, 10mm, and so you can screw lots of different spacers together to get what you want, and you can set your back focus up, and you can make a lovely, nice imaging train. But then you must take that off and measure that, and then go and get one of the correct length. That's just to get you there. Having lots of spacers and adapters and making do, it will do, but you don't want that.
Well, then if you're adding 2 or 3 or 4 spaces, you're never gonna. One may be like this way, another one may be like this way, another one may, and then you're gonna have
micro variances along. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, precisely. So once you know where you're at in your focus, and you know where your distances are, I know it's more money. However, stick your hand in your pocket and go and get the right length, solid, one-piece adapters, and get good quality ones, and throw away anything with a brass compression screw. Just resign it to the yesteryear box, and show us that picture, please, so we can have a look at it, and Amy can tear into it.
Yeah, iHeart. If you have a picture, I believe somebody suggested it. I think somebody suggested send a picture. If you could send a picture either at the Backyard Astro Imaging Club website on Facebook or wherever, you could do it to us wherever you want. We could definitely take a look at it and see. I know Dan and Dennis had a lot of suggestions. I don't know if you may not be seeing them all because they're on YouTube. So I'll read them out for you, iHeart. If you could get a reducer flattener, that'll reduce your back focus. If you have, because you're saying right now your camera hangs about 5 inches back from the scope, plus another 30 millimeters extended for focus. So you got a lot of space there, it looks like. That could definitely do it. Dennis Wild said try, just like you were talking about, Tim, try an extension tube that slides deeper into the focusing tube, so you got that one solid train, not a whole bunch of little stuff going on.
I like that.
And let's see, there's so many challenges. iHeart says, yeah, Dennis, I was just going to say that the Meade APO, which is what he's talking about, he's got an 80 millimeter APO, has a compression connection built in. But if I remember correctly, and I could be wrong, but I think Dennis is right, that end screws off. And
might need to undo some little grub screws, tiny little Allen keys, and then undo the visual back.
Yeah, see,
is that what we're talking about?
Get whatever size your focuser is.
Yeah.
To get that longer tube, just that one tube, not 5 or 6 different extension tubes. You don't want to do that. Mm-hmm. But you want to measure how much space you need, just as Tim designed, and say, okay, you know what, I need 60 millimeters. Okay, well, let me get a 60. If you got to get I'd rather have one 60 millimeter length tube, but if you can't, go 40 and a 20. Don't sit there and get a 610s. Don't do that.
No, precisely. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm sorry, I laboured the point, but you got it. So we're there. We're all on message.
Said, thanks, guys. I'll try all of that. But iHeart, like we said before, if you want to send a picture of the train, like a close-up especially of where your issue is, we could definitely take a look at it, and we could give you a little bit more of
a gentle, yes, a gentle, caring
yeah.
advisory.
Adam Corbett is online. He said it's the
Hey,
same
Adam.
as the Stellar View 80mm. They have compression, but it also screws off as well for threaded adapters. Yeah, so try screwing it off. Again, please don't force it and say Dan Higgins told me to break my telescope. But just try and screw it off. And if it doesn't screw off, then you're either looking at either changing the focuser. And I don't know if you want to do that for a Meade 80mm APO because it's probably going to be more expensive for the focuser than it probably was for the scope.
If it's something that's going to be that ridiculous, the price of the scope to upgrade it, then you have logically, this is the bit to go, whoa, and consider most definitely that if you're getting into astrophotography, that what you're looking at really is not to solve more problems on that scope, but to move to your next scope. It's definitely the time.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Meade makes good stuff. I'm not
Yeah.
trying. I'm not belittling Meade or whatever the case may be. But if we're looking at, and again, I don't know, the Meade 80. Well, it depends on which line Meade it is.
If you're looking to make good astro photographs and you're fighting fundamental design limitations in your telescope, you're not going to have as much fun as cutting your losses and getting something more suitable. And there are inexpensive astrograph quality scopes out there now, especially
Actually,
doublets.
He just told me he got the 6000 line, which is a decent line. That is Meade's astrophotography outfit.
Sure.
It's a triplet, and it's nice. And we just crapped out again. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. It
It
started.
just went blank again.
No. This is It's panic surfing now. It's the new thing.
Don't even start. But
People are waking up at 2:45 a.m. in the UK suddenly and panicking,
and
and crashing the web.
Yeah, I'm actually looking. Okay, so I could see. Okay, so all right. So I'm looking at the back of the 6000. Yeah, and this thing screws off.
Good, right. So the visual back screws off, and then you can put an imaging train on.
Yeah, you can get rid of that. You can get rid of that. That's not a problem. There are 3 thumb screws there that you may have to take off. But that should just be able to screw right off your focuser. And I actually see it's like a locking ring that you could change that. You could change a little bit on the focus on that, but you should be able to kind of screw this right on there. The only thing that you're gonna have to do is find out what's the size of your focus tube.
Yeah.
And get that right size. So whatever that may be for the Meade. And I'm sure Meade can help you out with that. If you want, I could actually do some research on that and find out. But
it should
there's no
be
reason
patently
why.
obvious.
Yeah, don't sit there and use those compression rings to fix your tilt. You will lose your mind.
Yeah.
You will lose your mind.
Agreed. Okay, good. That's good news. So it's not so good. But if you find that you are fighting fundamental flaws in a design and you've reached the cost price of that telescope in upgrades, what you need is another telescope, not another upgrade.
No, he doesn't need another telescope. He's got.
No. So it sounds to me like he just needs to unscrew the visual back, and then stick that. Then he can have a short little tube on and a nice camera like ours, and he can enjoy the high times.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like we do.
Yeah, if he sits there, and I don't know what kind of camera you got, iHeart, but if you got a camera already, if you got a cool camera, start doing your dark frame library and get rolling. Because you know what? Galaxy season is here.
Yeah, don't waste it any time. If the weather there has been like it has been for Dan and I, don't waste any time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good. It's gonna be hopefully a nicer spring and fall and summer that we had. The winter in both countries have been horrible.
Yeah.
Oh no, get rid of that camera. He's got a Meade DSi 4.
Oh,
So
okay.
get rid of that thing,
Okay.
please.
Well, yeah. I hear you. I hear
Use
you.
it for a guide camera.
Yeah.
Use it for a
Yeah.
guide.
Yeah.
But that thing with the what was it? The I want to say the Envisage software package, the Mead special software package.
Okay. I never. I lusted after such things and
If
read
I
about them, but
Yeah,
I never
if
had
I
one.
had that, I had the two. I didn't have the four,
Okay.
so
Okay.
I could be talking out of turn with the four. So the
Mhm.
I heart don't again I don't know
If you can, I tell you what, if you can use it as a guide camera, you'll quit in.
yeah, exactly. I mean, let's see, DSi 4. I'm wondering what it's got because I have not even done any meat as far as cameras are concerned. Have not kind of.
It's been a
Wow,
long time
it's
since
an
I.
expensive camera. Oh my goodness.
Is
Hold
it?
on a second. This might be a decent camera to be honest with you.
Is it? Is it? Is it?
Mead has kind of dropped off the.
Well, it does have a suspicion that it could be nice with DSI. That I'm assuming that's a deep space imager.
Let's see. Well, no, it is. It's a six. Okay, so it's a Panasonic CMOS. It's a
Mhm.
cooled camera.
Right.
3.8 microns.
Okay.
3.0
All,
out.
all sounds familiar.
Um, It looks like you can get some decent. I can't see any read noise on here. I don't see any good specs on their website.
Hmm.
Um, but it looks like you might be able to get some good stuff on this. I'm sorry, don't I apologize, iHeart, because I didn't know much about the Deep Sky 4. But it looks like you'll be able to get some good stuff. And I'm looking at the picture, and it looks like it's on a 6,000 scope right now, and he's got it
Right.
screwed on.
Right. Right.
It's
Okay.
screwed on. He took that piece right off. So
Gotcha. Gotcha.
you
Gotcha.
need to play the video because the video on the website will show it to you.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. It looks like you might be able to get some good stuff with that. I would not sell
This
that. I
is this is
apologize.
this is well. No, this is no. Well, um, the
Before,
original DSIs weren't particularly good, were they? They were more like a
no,
lunar planetary camera, and I guess not necessarily fit for the bin now, but certainly not for the job that we enjoy.
yeah, no. You know what? The DSi 1 and 2 had. I used to make fun of them all the time because
Mhm.
um, it had this thing called Magic Focus. I remember it was called. It was like Magic
What
Focus.
does that do, Daniel?
So well, there was no autofocusers really yet. There was like a press
Right.
button that was kind of fake auto, but you had some sort of autofocus. There was no stepper motor focusers, but
Hmm.
you sat there and pressed the button one way until the up arrow and the down arrow were both on. So that's when you were in focus. Apparently,
Right. Okay.
it never worked. It never
Useful.
worked. It
Sweet.
never worked. It was horrible. But this looks like a good. It's a 16.3 megapixel camera,
Mhm.
46 by 35.
Oh, that's all right. That's all in the ballpark, isn't it?
Yeah,
So things have progressed.
yeah. I mean, that looks like they're trying to make a move well, Celestron kind of did the same thing with their Skyris and a couple other things.
Ah,
But
yes. Oh, who else has come out with a camera recently? Is it Explore Scientific? There's a blue camera I've seen.
it's a blue camera.
A blue camera. Is it Explore Scientific then? For someone else has entered. Sorry, forgive me. I digress. Someone
Not
else has entered
QHY.
into the fray.
Let's see. Is it what? It's not Pegasus hasn't done anything yet.
No, I don't believe.
Um,
No. Do you know what? I got a little
I'm trying to
flyer.
think blue.
I got a little flyer yesterday from Pegasus, and I've put it down because I think their rotator is coming out
Yep,
soon.
it is. It is.
Right.
And it's the size of my hand. It's really, really small.
Is it? Now I
Yeah.
had a suspicion that it was going to be humongous and
No, it's very
stupid.
small. It goes the size of my hand, and it's all ASCOM supported.
Gotcha. And I'm sorry to butt in because I'm very excited about this. Are we going to be able to afford it, Dan?
Yes, it's not going to be an ugly price. They haven't come out with a price list yet,
Mhm.
but I can't see it be any more than $500-600 for it.
That's that's bold of you because I was expecting what south of $1,000 would be nice, but that's still a significant.
I think it'll be about maybe 695, maybe.
Well, that's if it does everything we could possibly want, then I think that's fair enough because I imagine there's a lot of work and development gone into it. It's a high precision
No, yeah,
piece of
they've
kit,
been
isn't it?
talking about it for well, I met the guys at NEAF last year,
Hmm.
and they were talking about that. There, it's called the Falcon.
Oh, right, because of the Millennium Falcon.
Yep, it's called the Falcon Rotator,
Yes.
and they didn't. Let's see, it's on their website,
I wonder
but
what
no,
Georgie Lucas might think of that. I bet. Well, I don't know. I think that's rather bold and brave
uh,
of these people.
it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't have any. It has no information on it. There's no information about when it's coming out. But it is coming out soon. I did see
You
the
physically
prototype
seen one?
for it. Yeah, the
Yeah.
prototype for it. I didn't
Yeah.
physically
Okay.
hold one, but I
Mhm.
saw pictures of it.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Oh, okay. I see. I see. I
but
got a little pamphlet through the post yesterday with some other stuff, and I can't. I'm not seeing it, and I'm
and
not
the,
going to try and look for it now.
and supposedly they're supposed to be coming out with. Actually, it's out now. I think the Pocket Power Box Advanced.
Ah, yes, yes. We must have a little look at these some point. I know our friend Amy has destroyed one of their power units, so she's quite well placed to tell us about them. Have you used their power adapters?
Yeah,
Because obviously you're an Eagle advocate, as indeed I am, but I wonder how they compare.
they're good. They're good.
Hmm,
They're very good. The power
okay.
output is stable.
Right.
And for $202, I think it is actually for the regular one, no USB support, but it's got the four 12-volt outs, 2.1
Yeah.
millimeter. It's
Yeah.
got two dew heaters out. It's
Yeah.
got a DSLR 8-volt out.
That's
It's
interesting. So,
Yeah,
so does that replace the battery pack on something like a Canon, so I can
yeah,
override my battery? Right, right. Ah,
yeah.
right. Very nice. That's clever.
Um, and it's got, well, it does have a USB out to your laptop, so you could
Right.
use their software. It does monitor the voltage. It gives you
Oh,
some
a monitoring interface.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, gotcha,
So you could turn
gotcha.
on, and if you go ultimate, well, there's another one that there's a PowerBox Advanced, which adds, I think, three, maybe four USB 2.0s on
Right,
there.
right.
And then you got the ultimate for like $700. Um,
Okay.
and that's got everything. It's got six
You
3.0
would
USBs. I'm
you would
sorry,
want
four.
it to have everything at that price, wouldn't you? You're
It's
getting into Eagle territory
Yeah,
there, and I.
it's Eagle minus the operating system. That's
Well,
and
that's
the
a lot to
Wi-Fi.
lose at that amount of money. That's a lot to be losing out on, isn't it? That's very close to an Eagle
Well,
3.
yeah, if right now for an Eagle 3, you could get 895 for the cheapest version.
Yeah,
If you just want the DSLR version, it's like 395.
yeah, 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 yeah. The core,
But
yeah.
yeah, so the core. Yeah, definitely. iHeart says, yeah, I have the power box. It works great. It cleans a lot of the wiring up, and that's one of the main things. All you have is that one power wire coming from either your power
Well,
tank or
this is the
whatever.
panacea, isn't it? This is what we all aspire to.
No
Um,
wires.
mm. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. One day, and it's something that I will put my small uh, brain power on. But the Eagle certainly did it for me, trimming down to that single wire, just the power lead coming in, has helped tremendously. But here's something I would like to ask the Pegasus people out there, yourself and our viewers. I would like to supply my camera with exactly the voltage. And with the Eagle, that voltage, because I run off battery power from my observatory into the Eagle, the input voltage will reduce throughout a
Right.
imaging session, and that is reflected in the power that is supplied to the 12-volt ports.
Right.
That voltage will change. I want to supply from that Eagle exactly 12 volts, no more, no less, with no slippage or spikes, 12 volts to my imaging camera, because I believe that the variance of voltage that I experience in my shed overnight through an imaging system, because
Okay.
I'm on big batteries and not on mains power,
Gotcha.
may be affecting the noise in my camera.
It might.
Maybe.
Yeah, it might. Absolutely,
Okay.
it might.
So I start the night at 13 volts and I end the night at 12, basically.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, the only thing that I could think of is to get some sort of voltage regulator in between
Well,
your.
that's I think is exactly what I'm going to do. But I just
Yeah.
wondered whether the Pegasus is whether it is stage 1, 2, or ultimate of their product offerings. Is there a version where I can assign a voltage to a port and it damn well sticks to that voltage,
Well, can't you
regardless of
do that
my
with the
income?
Eagle?
No, no. The
You
dew
can.
ports, right? The dew ports say that you can assign a
Right.
fixed
Right. It's
voltage.
the two ports. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. You can.
Yeah.
You can. Yeah. So it's just a 5, 6, 7 in the back.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
yeah. Those
Right.
phono type
Right.
um, connectors. And actually, my firm, I must have a go updating the firmware, because if Eagle Manager crashes or I close it, it doesn't hold my parameters for those ports. By the way, and I wonder if yours does.
Mine does. Yeah. Mine holds
Right,
it all the time.
right, gotcha, gotcha.
But I think I have it also saved in the advanced settings.
Right, I did save it in the advanced settings, but it still, for some reason, it dumps my voltage from 12. So those ports are 3 volts to 12 volts, I think,
Right.
assignable. Yeah, it dumps mine back to 3. But I would be very interested to know if the Pegasus, if I can say this particular port, 12.2 volts, and that's
I'll
what it
take a look
does.
at that. I don't know. You know what?
Thank you.
I have a friend that is really good friends with the owners of Pegasus. So
Mm-hmm.
I have a friend
Cool.
that can find out. That's how I get all this kind of stuff from Pegasus.
Ah,
But he does a lot of my friend's from Greece, or I'm not Greece, but he's from Crete. So he knows them, and we got like this whole like conversation going during NEAF last year. So we get some kind of incident, but I can find out if there is a variable. But
such a
I'm
thing.
curious.
I'd
Can
like
you
that.
can you change? Can you get an adapter from RCA from your Eagle to the dummy battery in your DSLR?
Sorry, it's not to a DSLR, it's to a ZWO camera. But I
So
can,
it's
yeah,
2.1, right?
you can get an adapter. Yeah, do you know what? I will try that. It's been
Instead
on
of
my
using it
mind
for,
to try
I'm
that.
sure you don't use all three for the dew heaters.
Mm-mm,
So
no.
try you could say 12 volt
Mm.
and see if
It
that
would,
holds that 12 volt.
do you know what? It would be interesting to do that. But also, I wonder how. I wonder if Pegasus does that. I would like them to solve. I would like to give them a chance to solve this problem that I've created for myself and think that I have.
See, I think in the software on the laptop, you can. So let's see. I'm looking at. There's a lot. Oh, that's through K-Stars. So let's see. You could switch them on and off. Auto adjustment of the dew outputs. Full indie supported. I'll have to do some research on it, but I want to
Cheers,
say.
man.
Yeah, I'll send them an email and find out if there's, you know, if you could change the voltage on there or stabilize it, or does it stay? Is there some sort of like, because with the Eagle, you have a power bridge in the Eagle.
Okay.
And it kind of, if it's saying that you're, you know, an 8 amp out, you know, at 12 volt, then it stays that way.
Hmm.
You know, if you're using the four main power connectors out. Now, you know what they do sell? I think they sell this. Prima
Cool.
Luce Labs, I think, sells for the 3 amp connector on the side,
Hmm.
one for a for a 2.1.
Okay. All right.
And I
I'll have a look. I'll have a look. That's interesting. That might, because it could just be a fantasy in my head, but I think I see more pattern noise in the subframes when the voltage is high,
I'm sure you
13,
yeah, I'm sure you do.
13.5 volts. I think it's affecting the sensitivity of the camera
I,
when the
I,
voltage is higher than its recommended rating. CWO, I think, have a wider voltage rating than Altair, and
okay.
so this is why it sort of piqued my interest, and
Well,
uh,
it wouldn't surprise me that you see more noise at more signal from the you know what I mean?
a
More
higher
voltage from the
voltage.
camera. Yeah.
Hmm.
It wouldn't surprise me at all. I don't know. I don't know if I would pick up on it because my eyes are horrible. But you know, if you're seeing it, it wouldn't surprise me at all because your
Yeah.
images are pretty good.
So
So
once you see it, you can't unsee it, can you? With these
now,
things,
such
once you
such
start
as
looking for it,
such as a lot of things in life.
yeah, yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
uh, let's see. We got some comments here. We got
Hmm.
about the DSi-4 again. I know iHeart was talking about it, and unfortunately, this is one of the things with Mead, and I do know this, but I didn't know what he said second. He said the DSi-4 is a good camera, gets great pictures. Don't get me wrong, but the support is horrible.
Well,
That's Mead. There's
yeah,
nothing you're gonna do about that. They have like 8 people that work in California, and the rest of them are in China. So good luck getting support from them. However, with the DSi-4, there are still no working ASCOM drivers, and
oh,
that's a big problem. I did not know that. Um, that is one reason to put it on cloudy nights and get something with good ASCOM drive. Get a ZWO for the same price. That's an expensive camera. The DSi-4 is about $1,200.
you can
So
make life easier for yourself with some of these mainstream. I know it becomes you become one of the crowd and one of the sheep then,
yep.
and perhaps there's less individualism, but the learning curve, I guess, is that much easier because you're in such a broad community. So, you know, love them or loathe them. There's a lot to be said for jumping on the CWO, especially on the second-hand CWO bandwagon, getting in the crowd, getting in the gang, learning the ropes super quick, and then maybe going to something that hasn't got full driver support or something a little more elitist or obscure, like Dan's S-Big or an Attic or
Yeah,
Quai.
or the Quee or the
Queen.
Quai. But
Out
yeah,
Queen.
I mean, there is and 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 there's something to be said about S Big. Number one, it's a CCD camera.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a
you
big
know,
deal.
big difference there. Um, Unfortunately, it is like you said, Tim, a very select group of people. Not a lot of people have S big cameras. It's, in all fairness,
No,
to Dennis,
that's the
same
thing.
thing like ATIC. I think Dennis is the only one that I know that has an ATIC camera, even
Right,
though they're awesome cameras.
right, right.
And that group, because of the smaller community that you have with these specialized scientific grade cameras, it's
Yeah.
kind of like buying a Porsche. You can only talk to people that have other Porsches because, and there's not a
Well,
lot of them. You know
well,
what
and
I'm
then you'll
saying?
start calling it a Porsche,
A
which
Porsche.
which you only do when you've got one.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I probably never will know anything about that, but but it is a select community now. The ZWO, Tim, to your point,
Yeah.
uh,
This is
everybody's
the
got
Golf
one.
Rabbit. Yeah, this is the
I'm
VW
not even a ZWO user, and I have 3 of them.
Rabbit. Yeah, hard to
I
avoid.
I have a 290. I have the 178 on my camera, and I
Right.
just bought a 290 mini for my guide camera for my little thing that I showed you with the crappy M42 picture.
Mm. Oh yes.
So I bought.
Yeah, for
My
project.
friend Minos let go of his his 290 mini um, to me for a song. So I said I'll take it.
Good deal.
Adam said if you use a .8 reducer flattener by Meade, it will go to 55mm back focus, which will reduce the image train distance. This camera will take up 17.5. So a solid 37.5 spacer will put it spot on. Yeah.
Adam,
So,
thank you. That's exactly what we wanted to hear.
yep.
Thank you.
Yep. And if
Bang
you
on.
you could definitely, I think you could get you might not be able to get 37.5 in one, but I think ZWO you could get it in 2.
Mhm.
They have a bunch of half millimeter spacers that you could do.
It comes with a 21 and a 16.5.
16.5, yeah, and there's an 11
A nose piece of
on
11.
the ring. Yeah,
So,
the nose piece
yeah.
for the 11. So I mean, but
It's no excuses.
unfortunately, you're gonna have to find out with the Meade what the distance is from the chip to the face of the camera. I don't
Yeah.
know what that
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Dan said hopefully the Pegasus Falcon doesn't stall as much as the Millennium Falcon. um, great power backs. Big mistake. Yes, the camera was a big mistake. I cried myself to sleep thinking about it.
Join in a long. Call me the next time you're awake, sobbing over wasted Astro money, and I'll talk to you about.
I'll put you right to bed.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Dennis Wild said Amazon has 12-volt DC regulators that you could purchase if you need it.
Do you know what? I will probably end up with something a little smoother converter, but I wanted something, a nice elegant solution. So a wire from the Eagle to the camera, nice short wire, but it's supplying too much voltage. Now I'm going to end up with a thing in the middle of it. It would be so nice. It would be so nice if it was software controlled and it really could maintain if that regulation was taken care of by the Eagle, because they've got it on those dew ports, and I guess I assumed that they would have it on the bigger power on the fat juice ports, but they don't.
Yeah.
No regulation. They just reflect the power coming in. So when I've got high power on the input side, I've got high power on the output side, and I don't want that.
Tarek said, I win, Dan. I have 5 ZWO cameras, but one is damaged.
Oh!
Well, it happens. And Adam said it was 17.5 millimeters for the Meade camera. So again, to get to that 55, but I don't think that the issue that he was having was the curvature. I think it was the tilt.
Yes.
So, Adam,
it's a mucky train, wasn't it? Floppy train. Where
even though I get your point about having that nice flat field with the camera and the refractor.
Yeah.
You need to get on CCD Inspector or something like that to judge the curvature and the tilt. And if you're only getting tilt in one corner of your image, is it worth it to get a tilter, or is it just worth it to crop it out? I mean, that's up to you. It depends on how much you lose.
Well, this is again. It's we. There's always some little loss, isn't there? Each time a new camera's publicised, and you think, "Wow, look at this real estate I'm getting." And fair enough, some of these new super big ones, it's cropping a bit off the edges, no big deal. but you do have to crop. But there's always a little bit of something to do at the edges on a picture. So it's a bit like horsepower on a car. You never get what they tell you. By the time it's arrived at the back wheels, it's never quite exactly what it said on the miles per gallon and the horsepower. And it's the same with what we expect with the field of view on our cameras, isn't it? Cropping a bit of a defect, cropping something off the edge that didn't quite go right is just a standard practice, isn't it?
I would think so.
Mm.
I do it all the time.
Mm.
But iHeart said it is in one quadrant. I could see the tilt.
Right.
So again, well, the first thing I would do, iHeart again, is get it screwed on.
Yeah.
And take it from there. See if there's tilt at that point. And then if there's still tilt and you don't have, like Tarek said, the new ZW2 cameras do have a tilt feature in the camera.
But that's got to be, I mean, once you start playing with that, it's like diddling around with collimation and whoops, missed it, and whoops,
yeah, I think
you could be there forever.
From what I've seen, it has to do with the camera itself. You kind of move the body up and down, kind of on these screws or something. I'm not really sure. I was looking forward to seeing it at NEAF, but unfortunately, I won't be able to see it.
1,000 ways to spend your next imaging session going, why did I touch it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Adam Corbett said CD Inspector is amazing for verifying that. And for those of you guys that do or do not know, some people don't know this. And then we'll start to close this monster up. We're over 2 hours and 20 minutes already.
Oh, my word.
But there's a program out there called ASTAP. ASTAP.
What does that do, Dan?
And ASTAP is an astronomy program, but it also what I use it for. It has a scaled down free version of CCD Inspector in it.
Now that's what we all could do with.
Yeah. So if you want something really quick and really accurate to judge your tilt and your curvature, you take your fit file, you dump it into ASTAP. And you got curvature and tilt right off the bat. It'll do it in 2 seconds, and it's free.
Okay, so would you take an Allen key to the tilt plate on your new 3,000 pound
Probably not. No.
camera?
No,
nor would I. No, I would always look for something. I would always too strong, too sweeping. I would try to hold my stupidity back before fiddling with the most expensive end of the thing. And try and eliminate the obvious first of all.
I'm hoping it's easier said than it sounds, but until I start seeing reviews on
I was hoping collimation was going to be easy.
It can. Well, you know what? With SharpCap, it's getting easier with their new beta collimation program that they have.
A collimation tool in SharpCap. Tell me more.
So basically, you got to have your camera in the right orientation first, and then whether you have either Hyperstar in the front or you got something in the back of your Schmidt, this is for Schmidts and Newts. This is not for collimating a refractor, just to be.
No, that's a specialist. Why would anybody want to collimate a refractor?
I don't know. Whatever. I'm not even gonna go there. but. Again, it'll tell you, okay, it'll put A, B, and C on your screen.
Right.
And it'll tell you which one to turn. And it'll go and it'll give you down to it like a decimal point on how far off you are on collimation.
What a godsend.
Yeah, it's good to go. I know, you know who does it quite a bit? I believe Dylan O'Donnell did a video on it. On Star Stuff.
Right,
I think he did a whole video on it, and it's awesome. I mean, it's really good. It's all, for what, again, Robin over at CharmCap does a great job doing a lot of add-ons to his stuff, and I'll be honest with you, ever since I got SharpCap, I got rid of my PoleMaster.
Right, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. I used SharpCap to set up the new EQ8R
Right.
Pro
Nice.
with
Nice.
fluorescent green knobs.
Sweet.
Three of.
Sweet.
And I was amazed because this thing was miles off. In actual fact, I just sort of put the mount head on and not bolted anything up. And pole, because I'm used to pole master, and I'll wriggle the entire head around until Polaris whizzes back to it. Anyway, I didn't need to do any of that.
Nope.
Sharpcat basically went, follow this arrow.
Yep.
And so I did, Dan.
Yep.
I followed the arrow, and it was miles of following the arrow because I hadn't done. I just literally plopped the new mount head on the pier.
Well, did it solve originally?
Oh
or
yeah.
did it not?
Well, it was
'Cause
cloudy.
if you're-
Right. First of all, it was cloudy, and I thought, "Oh, this is rubbish. This won't work at all."
Dan is worthless. He's rubbish.
Absolutely.
Cursing me.
Yeah. Oh, totally. All the blimey, mother, and
Blimey.
yeah, blimey, governor, and it wouldn't solve. And I thought, oh, what a load of rubbish. And then there was a little parting of the clouds, a little moment, a lucid moment, and hell, it solves. Follow the arrow, keep following the arrow, and the next thing I'm presented with stuff I can understand, numbers, counting down.
Yep.
And it was just a little twiddle here and there. I did take a screenshot of it because according to it, once you've hit because it's quite rewarding, isn't it, when it says excellent, and you think, excellent. And
it's almost as good as a ZWO-ASI Air with the smiley face.
Do you know what? I've not seen
that. Robin, you gotta add the smiley face to the excellent. You gotta have it right next to it. Big one, right on the screen, right where Polaris is. You gotta have a big smiley face.
Give us we need it's all right, but I feel slightly less happy about it than I can't use ASIA. In fact, we'll get to that. Has your so I'm a convert to the Sharpcat Pro Polar line, so I like that, and I'll verify that next time I'm out and make sure that's held in position and we still like it. But did you get your new ASI Air Pro? Are you in possession of it now?
Nope.
Sadly no.
Believe it or not, even though that they said they were sending them out, they did send out a whole bunch of shipments out already.
Right.
But out of the 11 ASI Air Pros that are on back order with us,
right,
they sent us 2.
Generous.
2. So I even though I was the first on the list, I forewent mine
customers
to
come
get
first.
to a customer.
Yeah.
And I could have been a jerk and said I want it, and I would have taken it right out of the box. But you know what? I don't really specifically need it right now. I wanted it so I could play with it. But Adam actually has a question here, real quick. He says, using an artificial star, or would you risk seeing deviation and live collimation?
I think an artificial star will get you in the ballpark, but everybody I've spoken to about artificial stars has told me, no, boy, because they're never as you want that pin source that you can only really get. You can't apparently it's very difficult to mimic the pin source artificially of a real star, and that you would be doing yourself a disservice. And also you may want to consider that if you collimate horizontally, you may find that there's a difference in your collimation when you then bring your scope up to its true angle of operation.
That's true. Also with the artificial star, and I've only used one once.
Right.
Depending on the brightness of your LED on your artificial star, you need to be a long distance away
Yeah.
and hanging up on a tree somewhere or on a picket fence like 600 feet away in some, depending on
Yeah.
what the focal length, because it goes
It's
by
got to be
focal length of the
it's got to
scope.
be a long way away.
Yeah,
It's got to
it
be
could be
dead
long.
still. Yeah,
Um,
if you did hang it up in a tree and it is wobbling around in the breeze, that's not going to help your
yeah, you don't want to do,
collimation.
you want it banged into the tree.
Absolutely,
So,
yeah, absolutely.
it's got to be steady. I didn't mean hanging on a branch,
No,
but I mean,
I know.
you
I'm
know,
probably being
but
too pedantic there, but that's
but
the point. How far away you've got to put this? What appears to us in human terms to be a very small pinhole is too big.
yeah,
In
it really
comparison,
depends on the focal length of the scope. It could
right,
range anywhere from I think 30 meters to up to 200 meters,
right,
depending on if you're doing a C14 or a C16.
right,
It
right.
could be really long.
Yeah, yeah,
However, when I was using an SCT, I always did, and I know seeing has a lot to do with this, and you're never going to be spot
yeah.
on, but I always did it before I was doing any visual or photographic
Right.
live in the field on a semi bright star,
Hmm.
and I would be in and out with the focus and hitting the
Yeah,
the Bob's. I got Bob's knobs. Please, guys,
yeah,
if you don't have Bob's knobs, get the Bob's knobs. Do not use. I've seen too many people either take what if you have Allen keys or Phillips head screwdriver, whatever you do, and at
hmm,
nighttime when you're doing this, and all of a sudden, and I've seen that happen way too many times, where they went
hmm.
right across the corrector with the Allen key.
Asking
Uh,
for it.
yeah. So, but he's also waiting for, and this is what I wanted to get to was he's waiting for his advanced CT Hotech collimator,
Yeah,
um, which I've used and is quite awesome.
yeah.
Um, you could do it
I
during the
had a hotel.
daytime.
Yeah,
You have a Hotech?
I had one.
It's
I
great.
sold it on. Oh well,
Well,
it it all sounds so easy until it's me on my own trying to make that final judgment decision. If these things actually locked into place and went click, and I had a horrible telescope to be performing this on, as we talked about the Marmite, the love it or hate it Mac Sutov Newtonian that
yep,
Skywatcher brought out. So for
yep,
£1,000 you had an astrograph. Well, you
yep.
sort of did, as long as it didn't get knocked and you
Right.
could collimate it, and they hadn't glued the screws up at the factories or some of the other charming things that. So some people, the more adept and experienced and smarty out there, really could work those telescopes, but I could not, and it put me off. So it put me off collimation. So I've been down the road of artificial stars and Hotech lasers and collimating at the zenith. I mean, I was so into trying to work out collimation. I read about a guy with a big, I don't know if it was a plane wave, something or other, but one of these marvelous, huge elite scopes. And he was saying that after each exposure, he would recollimate. He was that,
After
I can't say
each
that word. He was that,
specific.
yeah, that's it. Yes, that's a very good word. For the word I was going to say. Yeah, I mean, for heaven's sake, collimating for. But then I guess maybe these people are getting shots that I wouldn't believe. But yeah, so collimation, your artificial star, I would say that would get you in the ballpark and certainly help you get all the you get really fluid with your skills of collimation. But according to that guy and some other knowledgeable people, which I followed, collimate on a star, isn't it? And
Mhm.
collimate at an angle similar
Yes.
to what you're going to be photographing or viewing at, so that
Yep.
you'll find out whether things are moving inside your tube.
I guess our post in astrophotography was just approved at the end of the show, so the admin just approved it. Yeah, but I've used that. Actually, have a video on the advanced CT Hotech
Yeah,
on YouTube. If you want to take a look at it, it's a quickie. It's not bad, but
good piece of kit, isn't it?
it's
Can't
really
beat
good.
it.
Yeah, I mean it's expensive, and I believe you can't do anything smaller than 7 1/4 inch,
Didn't know.
and
didn't they?
Yeah, because of the baffles, the lasers won't come back the other way.
I see.
Um,
I see.
and I want to say anything over an 11 inch as well. You cannot do with this one. I could be wrong on
Interesting.
that.
Right. Okay.
I think it's 7 1/4 to 11, or maybe you could do a 14. I'm not 100% sure, but I know I've tried to do a couple of 6 inches the first time before because I don't read the manual, so
No, you don't, Dan.
so I was trying to do a 6 inch and trying to find the return lasers, and to find out that anything less than 7 1/4 inch will not work with the Hotech, at least that Hotech.
Genius.
So.
Genius.
But I think on that note, I think it's time to go to bed for you.
Should we call? Yeah. What have I got? 3:30. So that gives me a good. That gives me a good nothing before it's time to get up. I've loved every minute of it. I love the show, Dan. I love the show. I love being with you. I love the people. It's nice to see Amy join us. Amy should join us, actually. We can interview her and find out why she's so cruel to us.
Yeah,
us
man,
minions.
really. Ugh, need flats, Amy? Really? Come on. I know I need flats. Did you see? You want to see the ugly flats again? You want to show the ugly flats again? Let's show the ugly flats one more time before we go, so I can give Amy some headache. I gotta show it to you one more time. Hold on one second.
I'll do.
Let's do this one more time and show the ugliness for Amy, and I'm even gonna zoom in on it, so you can kind of.
Oh, your splodge, your pavement art. That's
see the ugliest. This is my abstract art. That's what this is. So you ready? Hold on a second. Let me just get back here, and then we'll send this over.
What are we looking at?
And then we're gonna look at that ugliness yet again.
I've just come out of the pub, and the cold air's hit me, and the food's come back.
And so if you connect the dots, I think
That's a lot of dots.
I think if you connect this one to this one, I think that looks like an A, and this one kind of looks like another A. So we could have Amy Astro. I could put her signature.
Oh, it really is. Yeah, do it. Do it.
I'm just messing with Amy. I think she does awesome work, and I love her YouTube channel. So I'm just
brilliant channel. Oh, yes. Anybody who hasn't subscribed to Amy Astro's YouTube channel, please do. Two reasons. We've got to get her over that 1,000 mark, because that's the kind of jolly community we are. She's ever so close to that. But it's a brilliant channel, and you can put requests in, and she is very interactive, answers questions, but was kind enough, supremely kind enough, to do a two-parter for the Club Cloud data for the Backyard Astro Imaging Club. And I believe that if we're kind to her and respectful and gracious, that she'll do even though she said she's already done them, earlier on in her channel, I'm hoping she's going to do some more tutorials specifically for Club Cloud data for the people that don't have equipment of their own. So a nice, because if I tried to do it, it'd be a complete mess. There's no way I'm going to ever do a tutorial. I'm bad enough learning. Teaching, no, leave that to the experts like Amy.
Yeah, that's why I just I probably will never do. I might do a Pix Insight tutorial maybe here and there, like a quick and dirty thing. Nothing like nothing crazy. I'm not gonna go crazy into theory because I could barely understand it as it is. I know what things do and how to kind of do them. But I've been working on a couple of other things with a friend of mine who came up with a different type of palette that I've never seen before. So it's interesting. I don't want to give up the secret because he'll kill me, but it's probably not a secret. But we'll see. But I do like doing my live streaming stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of people come online with the live streaming of the thing and ask questions. So I haven't done one of those in a while. So hopefully now that we're all going to be probably sequestered to stay in the house, we'll have more and more of that, so we can sleep late.
What a busman's holiday for me. This is Groundhog Day. This is where I spend far too much time. But then I have great company with my online friends.
Absolutely. And okay, do you guys stream this on YouTube channel? And could you post a link to hers? Yes, I could absolutely do that. We'll definitely do that as soon as I get off online. I'll do that tonight, and we'll do all the YouTube channels and the Twitch channels and Amy Astro and all that good stuff. We'll take care of all you guys. So
Cool.
11:31. We're like about 3 hours overtime.
On that bombshell, 11:31. God,
11:31.
3:30,
3:30 in the UK. It's time for Tim to go to bed. So thank you, Tim. Thank you everybody for their questions, and please like us on Facebook and like us on YouTube or subscribe or whatever it's called these days. Bring it on, guys, and please, if you ever want to be on the show as a guest, hit us up. Let us know either at the Backyard Imaging channel, sorry, I said it. Sorry. The Backyard Astro Imaging Channel Club.
Imaging Club.
I apologize. It's
No
been
need.
a late night.
No need.
Or on AstroWorld or on either one of our own personal pages. You guys could hit us up there. So thank you so much. And always remember, keep shooting, keep educating, keep having fun. And we'll see you next time on AstroWorld TV next Wednesday at 9 o'clock.
Bye, everyone. See you next week.
All right?
Cheers,
Take care,
Dan. See you
guys.
next week, man.
All right, Tim. I'll see you later.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Well done. Have a good one.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.